We were high school sweethearts, the couple everyone said was meant to be. We'd built a life together, a home, shared dreams. And in that one moment, all of it turned to dust. The first few days were a blur of pain. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I'd walk through our house, a home that once felt so full of love, and see ghosts of our past at every corner. I confronted her, of course. She cried. She apologized. She gave me the classic lines. It was a mistake. It meant nothing. She loved me. But the trust was gone, replaced by a cold, hard knot of betrayal in my stomach. She was sorry she got caught, not sorry for what she did. That much was clear. I moved out, packed a bag, and went to stay with my brother. I felt like a failure, a shell of the man I used to be. The shame was suffocating. I kept asking myself, what did I do wrong? Was I not good enough? The self-doubt was a poison, seeping into every part of my being. My brother, bless him, just let me be. He didn't offer empty platitudes or tell me to man up. He just sat with me in the silence, a silent pillar of support that I desperately needed. It was during those dark, quiet nights on his lumpy spare couch that something started to shift. The overwhelming sadness began to curdle, hardening into something else. Anger. It was a cold, quiet anger at first. An anger at her for her deceit, at him for his part in it, and at myself for being so blind. I realized that wallowing in my misery wasn't going to change anything. It wasn't going to mend my broken heart or erase the betrayal. It was only giving her more power over me, even in her absence. She had broken me, yes, but I refused to stay broken. I decided then and there that I wouldn't let her be the final author of my story. This betrayal wasn't my ending. It was going to be my new beginning. The best revenge, I thought, isn't loud and destructive. It's living a life so full and happy that they become an insignificant footnote in your past. So I started to rebuild. It's not for her, not to make her jealous, but for me. I started small. I'd been putting off going to the gym for years, always making excuses. The next day, I signed up for a membership. The physical exertion was a release. Every drop of sweat felt like I was wringing out the pain and frustration. I started eating better, cooking for myself, rediscovering a passion for creating healthy, delicious meals that I'd let slide. My body started to change, and with it, my mindset. I felt stronger, not just physically, but mentally. The fog of depression started to lift, replaced by a clarity I hadn't felt in years. Next, I focused on my career. I'd been comfortable, maybe too comfortable, in my job for a long time. I was good at what I did, but I wasn't pushing myself. I started taking on more challenging projects, volunteering for tasks that were outside my comfort zone. I stayed late, not because I was avoiding going back to an empty apartment, but because I was genuinely excited about the work. I was rediscovering my ambition. My bosses noticed. I got a promotion, a significant one, with a hefty raise. Suddenly, I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. Financial independence was empowering. It was another brick in the new foundation I was building for my life. I also reconnected with friends I had drifted away from during my marriage. We'd go out, play basketball, go on weekend camping trips. I was laughing again, genuinely laughing from my belly. I realized how much I had isolated myself, how my world had shrunk to just me and her. Expanding my social circle brought so much joy and perspective back into my life. These were people who knew me before her, who saw me for who I was, not just as half of a couple. Their support was invaluable. They reminded me of the fun-loving, confident guy I used to be, the guy who got buried under the weight of a dying marriage. About a year after the split, I was at a friend's party. I was feeling good. I was in the best shape of my life. My career was soaring, and I was surrounded by people who genuinely cared about me. And that's when I saw her, my ex-wife. She was there with the work project. They looked average. The initial jolt of seeing her was there, a faint echo of the past pain, but it wasn't the gut punch it once was. It was more like a distant memory. She saw me across the room, and her smile faltered. I saw the flicker of surprise, of shock in her eyes. I didn't look angry or broken, looked happy, confident, whole. I didn't go over to her, I didn't need to. I just gave her a small, polite nod, and then turned back to my friends, back to the laughter and conversation. In that moment, I knew I had won. not because I had hurt her, but because I had healed myself. My revenge wasn't about bringing her down. It was about lifting myself up to a place where her actions could no longer touch me. She had tried to destroy my world, but instead, she inadvertently gave me the motivation to build a better one. The pain she caused was the fire that forged a stronger, happier, more resilient version of me. Her betrayal broke me, that's true, brought me to my knees. But from that brokenness, I found a strength I never knew I possessed. I learned that sometimes the most devastating moments in our lives are not endings, but violent, necessary beginnings. They force us to reevaluate, to rebuild, and to come back stronger than ever before. My new life is my revenge. And let me tell you, it is so, so sweet. I'm not defined by the person who hurt me, defined by the person I chose to become in spite of it. And that person is someone I am finally, genuinely proud of. Thank you for listening to my story. If you're going through something similar, know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you have the strength within you to find it. Please like, subscribe, and share if this story resonated with you. See you next time.